any feedback that you could be having. So please feel free to put anything on the chat, especially as the presenters will be proceeding with the presentation. Then I know you have a number of questions that you'll be asking besides what they'll be sharing, or maybe any concern that you have on Cooperative Bank. We are here to support you, so feel free to engage us. The webinar today, our focus today is on stock financing, basically redefining working capital, because stock financing is working capital. So we want to discuss through a number of questions that we received from you. We'll want to address on the challenges and how we navigate through the solutions that we have. How do they speak to those challenges? How do they enable an MSME thrive in this environment to scale to another level? And together we grow as a bank. Like our slogan says, we are you. So we are keen to grow together with you. So I have an expert speaker by the name Kenneth Kiprop. He's the head of trade finance. So he will be telling us about trade finance briefly and stock financing. What is it? What is stock financing? And how do we just use this product to support our business in our day-to-day running? So I want to welcome him to briefly introduce himself, tell us what he does on a day-to-day, and how he supports the MSMEs. So welcome, Kiprop. We can give him some virtual clap just to encourage him to speak to us this morning. He has a wealth of experience in trade financing, value chain, and distributor finance. So he'll be talking to us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that encouragement. So over to you, Kiprop. Welcome.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and good morning, customers. Thank you for even attending this session. As Elizabeth has mentioned, my name is Kenneth Kiprop. I lead trade finance in Cooperative Bank. For us, where we are quite keen to support customers, both MSME, corporate. And for us, it's just to work with the customers. I know things have not been easy, especially since 2020 when we had COVID. And I know the challenges in the market have been there. I know customers have been waiting for payment from government, from institutions. And even sometimes when business is being done, actually the throughput or the margins have actually reduced considerably. So in this challenging environment, CoBank has been working with the customers. And for trade finance for us is to just give the customer the solutions that are required. For us, if you look at stock financing, as the message for today is, we are looking at how do we price our financial solutions to fit into the margin of the customer, and also how do we match the tenure of the facility or our solutions to suit things like the working capital cycle or even the cash conversion cycle of the customer. Also, we talk about things like accessibility and flexibility. Customers have a very dynamic business environment, so they always want to know that if things change, Cooperative Bank will be standing with me and also giving me the solutions based on the environment and the circumstances which I am in. So for us, where we are at Trade Finance, we are keen in giving working capital. These are your trade loans, and also giving what we call contingent or risk sharing instruments, things like bid bonds, performance bonds, and even for those who are importing, letters of credit and also post-import finance for people now who are doing the value addition. Right now, the economy also is changing. The government wants us to do a lot of local production and value addition. So CoBank is actually walking the journey with our customers. So today, I'll just be taking you through what we are doing differently in terms of stock financing and also other working capital structures, which then you as our customers can be able to benefit and be able also to grow your business. So CoBank is here for you, and we are keen to take this journey. So I'm very excited for this meeting, and also just to welcome you again and feel at home. I'll also be keen to take your questions even as we go through this presentation, and then at the end of it, then we can touch minds and see where then we agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kiprop, for that highlight. That was quite comprehensive. It speaks to our key focus today. And trade finance is broad, the way you've explained. There are a number of solutions that the bank offers. You've talked about the risk mitigating instruments such as the guarantees, and you've also talked about the working capital to just boost the business to ensure that they are always remaining afloat in business. So those are some of the solutions that I believe you'll be speaking to as we continue with our conversations. Then I'll want to ask at this point, our participants, I'll want to know, what is your expectation in this session today? Because it's a partnership, it's very important that we also address your expectation. We want to have a very fulfilling session. By the end of the day, when we finish, we want to see that we have also met your expectation over and above the discussions that we'll have today. So feel free to put on the chat your expectation for today so that we don't leave any item or any expectation that is not met based on the discussions that we have. So you're welcome, put on the chat your expectation. Thank you. Please feel free to put it on the chat so that I'll be keen to pick those items that you have highlighted to ensure that then our speaker today is going to address the expectation over and above. Amalgamation of loans. Thank you, Mary Nandeka. Please feel free to share. We are noting down. Top-ups, thank you. Thank you, Nyagwan. Top-ups, any other expectation? Very important that we ensure that we are together and it's an engagement, eh? It's a two-way engagement. We want to ensure that we really meet your expectation. Mobile loan limit. Thank you so much, Mary, again. Restructuring, John Mwaniki. Long-term loans as well, I've seen that one as well from Justina, thank you very much. Thank you. So you can keep posting the expectation. We are here, we'll note them down and we'll ensure that we address the expectation by the end of this session. You can pick insights through the discussion. If they've still not be met, then we'll still address it. So we will proceed to go to our focus today. Like I mentioned, trade has a number of solutions, but today our focus is just redefining stock financing, especially with this environment. So we have had a number of questions that have come through our customers and our participants, which we'll want to address. The questions will speak to the challenges. They will also speak to the solutions that we have as a bank to support your business. So we'll proceed to talk about the key issues, topical issues. So I'll want to welcome my speaker to respond to he'll be responding to the questions. And I'll ask that the chat is open. As he brings up the conversations, then you can highlight any question that you have on the specific item that you will be mentioning over and above the other issues that you're raising. So Kiprop, welcome. The first question I have is, what is the state of the economy for traders and businesses as we speak in Kenya?
Thank you, Elizabeth, and good morning to our customers again. So I think if you look at the business environment, customers, things have not been easy. If you look at it from the COVID period, there's been a lot of changes, both in the global and in the local economy. Number one, what we see is that the global value chains have actually changed. So if you look at most of our production or of our imports used to come from Asia and especially from China. So now we are seeing is that there's a big change. We are getting a lot of importation now from India, from Europe, and also the Americas. As you know that Kenya now has signed what we call a free trade agreement with the EU. So we're also seeing a lot of movement by our Western partners. Traditionally, if you look at the last 10 years, we had shifted east as an economy. But if you look at right now, is that we are moving towards west. If you look at even most of our government borrowing and our government commitments in terms of the financial, look at things like the Eurobond, we actually are moving towards east. So our value chains are actually changing. There's also an aspect of, because of the very high inflation in our economy. If you remember, in 2022, at the close of the year, fuel was going for, was around 120, 130. Towards the beginning of the year, our fuel came to around 217 as a high. So we have also had a lot of high inflation. So because of that, interest rates, the government has been increasing interest rates. And right now we have a very challenging environment for our traders. Whereas interest rates around 6-7 months ago were around 13-14%. Right now, lending has moved to a high of 26, where we have risk-based pricing, and to even most banks are lending now at 20-21%. So the interest rates also have been quite challenging. There's also been an FX challenge, dollar, euro, Chinese currency. There's been a very big challenge for our traders, especially those who are doing importation and exports, for us to access foreign currency. Once we had paid our Eurobond in the month of February, at least things have improved. So we expect this now to actually stabilize. There's also been a change in digitization. Whereas most times we used to do trading, what we call man-to-man, where we used to move goods from the store into the market. Right now, most transactions are happening online. If you look at what Safaricom and M-Pesa are showing, most of our transactions, even within the bank, have moved towards the digital platforms. And I'm happy that there's a customer who asked about top-up and mobile loans. So most of our transactions now have become digitized. So there's also a very large opportunity for our customers. Businesses are becoming what we call ESG, environmental and social governance. So money and businesses are moving towards protection of the environment. If you look at what is happening right now, where we have a lot of flooding, people want to be environmentally cautious. So there's a lot of opportunity in things like green financing, solar, hydro, and many other opportunities. So what I will say is that the market is actually changing, and our customers are also changing. And another aspect of it is liquidity. Most of our customers are trading with government and also institutions. So there's been delay in terms of payment. If you look at right now, counties, schools, institutions, people are waiting for payment. And actually, there's a customer who has asked about restructuring. I think majority of the restructuring is coming because of people have failed to get paid. So we as a government, we as a cooperative bank are cognizant of this. And we know that our customers also are facing these challenges, and some of the solutions that we are giving will now speak to how do we address these challenges, because business must continue, the economy must continue, our commitments, both as customers and as the bank, can only increase. So that is generally the way the environment is, and actually it is a changing and dynamic environment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kiprop. That was quite elaborate. You've shared with us insights on different challenges and how the measures that MSMEs should take to ensure that they remain afloat. I know you mentioned about global challenges and also the local challenges. So maybe if I will ask you just on supporting MSMEs. So how does trade finance support MSMEs? Looking at the challenges that we are facing, how are our solutions structured to support MSMEs thrive through these challenges, still remain afloat, remain profitable, expand, because that's the desire of each and every MSME. So maybe you could highlight to us that.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So if you look at these constraints that our customers are facing, trade finance comes in as an in-between to ensure that business continues. I think for us, the main important thing is that business continues and customers are supported. So one of the things, even with the high interest rates, is that if you look at the solutions that we are giving based on the margins of the customer. So if you look at a product like stock financing, which is a case in point today, if you look at industries like fuel and oil, and what we call fast-moving consumer goods, FMCG, and also what we call building and construction, where we have some products that move every week. We have designed a product that has got a weekly payment and a maximum bi-weekly cycle, so 2 weeks. So if you look at what we have designed is that we have categorized pricing based on the tenure of the facility and also the cash conversion cycle. So it means if you have a shorter cash conversion cycle, meaning between the time you get cash to when you sell and you repay, we have actually tailored a product suited to that. I think what we had previously is that we had long tenure pricing, and yet the customer was actually buying and selling in a short time. So we have made our pricing to be very efficient. Number two, if you look at our products, we have also given them the right tenure. If you look at things like agrochemicals, pharmaceuticals, which are traded in our economy, we have given them a product that is suited to their trading cycle, which is 90 days. We also have things like LPO financing and invoice discounting, where we have actually given them up to 90 days. So with things like pricing and tenure, we have also done that. Accessibility also is quite key. One of the things is that for our customers who have traded with us for more than 6 months, we have actually increased their unsecured limit proposition, whereby if you have traded with us for more than 6 months and your cash flows are okay, we actually are giving you 70% of your average 6 months turnover as an unsecured facility. So we have enabled them in terms of pricing, in terms of tenure, and in terms of accessibility. Trade finance also is looking at the challenge of security. Right now, you find that most customers have a challenge in giving security for their solutions. Number one, because either these securities are committed into another program or they don't have. So we have partnered with credit risk insurance companies like AGF to actually support our customers to get security. And for where they don't have the full security, we have also come up with things like a trade credit line. So if you look at our suppliers and our contractors who are doing business with government and institutions, instead of us giving them a standalone financial product, we have actually given them what we call a trade credit line, where we do one appraisal and one analysis of the customer. And once we give them a limit, then they can use it for their different needs. So for example, if you are a supplier where you need a bid bond, a performance guarantee, LPO financing, invoice discounting, and even importation through a letter of credit, we have given them one trade credit line, so they can come as long as they have headroom and the limit is available. They can continue to trade and to consume the financial products. So those are some of the ways trade finance is partnering with our customers to ensure that also they do well. Finally, if you look at people who are doing now importation and exports, if you look at Kenya, we do importation of around 3 trillion as an economy every year. And also we export around 1.2 trillion. So for those who are doing importation, we have given them what we call import letters of credit that can support their importation. And also for exports, we have given things like pre-shipment finance and pre-export finance for the purposes of value addition. So we are actually partnering and supporting our customers. Thank you. Sorry, Elizabeth, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I've unmuted. Thank you. That was quite elaborate. We really appreciate you've touched on challenges. You've touched on how the solutions that Cooperative Bank has, especially on trade finance, how they support MSMEs, pricing, the tenure of the loan, and also on security. So we really appreciate. So participant, feel free to put on the chat any reaction that you have on based on what Kiprop has shared. Anything that has not been addressed, we are here to support you. We are here to address your concern. So Kiprop, if I'll ask you, how does the challenging environment affect growth and sustainability of an MSME in Kenya?
Thank you, Liz. So if you look at most businesses, when businesses opened in 2024, one of their key goals was number one, to grow, to expand market share, and also to get partnerships. So with the issues about interest rates, with the issues about FX, with the issues about liquidity, whereby the economy, people are not getting paid, then customers actually sometimes they even say, okay, so what is in it for me? Why should I run, or why should I continue this business? So if we look at how now the economy is going, things are beginning to stabilize. If you look at now fuel, we are now at 190, and we expect that now to continue. If you look at the dollar now, we have moved to 130. There's a time we had reached to 129, 128. So and even interest rates now have stabilized the last 5 months. So what we are seeing is that there's some stability that is beginning. Give and take, the rains also have been quite disruptive for this cycle, especially for the farmers and also for those goods that need to go to market. So I think after the rains and give and take, we expect some stability in the economy. And for the challenges that our customers they are facing, it is good that they work with a bank like Cooperative Bank. We get those needs and the requests for the restructures, for the financial advice, so that at least they can be able to know what is it in for them, so that they can be able to survive and also to thrive in this challenging period. So for me, what I will say is that our customers, especially those who are listening, is that they need to get the right solution for their businesses, and also for them to get the correct assessment. As Peter, I think in this call says, is that the bank is like a doctor. So when the customer comes to the branch, it's like a patient. So they will come and say, I'm suffering from this and this ailment, and we can be able to prescribe the right solutions for our customers in this challenging period. So if it's things to do with working capital, we have got various solutions. If it's to do with risk mitigations, guarantees, and other credit instruments, we are able also to give the right solution. So what I will say, in this challenging environment, we have multiple solutions, both trade, finance, and also others, that we can actually empower the customer and help them also to grow and also thrive. Thank you. We can't hear you, Liz. Maybe you can unmute.
Thank you, Kiprop. Thank you so much for the insights. So our participants today, thank you so much. I trust that we are putting the questions on the Q&A or using the chat to communicate to our speaker today on what areas he should as well address. So one of the key focus today was stock financing, redefining working capital through stock financing. So I'll just want to ask Kiprop to explain to us, what is this stock financing? How does the bank view working capital and support traders? Why stock financing? How does it fit into our MSME structure and support our business? So please highlight to us.
Thank you, Liz. So if we look at a solution called stock financing, one of the things is that we reviewed who our customer is. So if you look at our normal MSME or trading customer in Cooperative Bank, there's somebody who is either doing FMCG, or what we call food and beverage, or fast-moving consumer goods. They'll also be doing things like pharmaceuticals, things like agrochemicals, fertilizer, seeds. There'll also be people who are doing hardware, building and construction. And also there'll be people who will be doing accessories. Right now you find that most of the youth and also the rest, they're doing things like second-hand clothes, electronics. And also there's also a very big rise in things like e-commerce, whereby people are having goods and they're selling them online. You'll also find that most of our customers, they want a solution that is pocket friendly and it is cyclical. So if you look at the nature of trading in Kenya, is that people buy and sell, and they continuously buy and sell. So they need a financial product that at any time they get an invoice or a pro forma, when there's an opportunity, they can bring that to the bank, pay for them, and then once they have made a sale and collected cash, then they're able to repay continuously. So if you look at stock finance is a revolving working capital facility whereby we do an assessment of the customer. So if a customer will walk into any branch today and they're in those lines of business that I've mentioned, actually any type of trade, number one, we look at their current account with us. If they've been banking with us for more than 6 months, we give them a facility that is 70% of the average 6 months turnover. Then the way which we price the facility, we also look at the industry that they are in. So if you look at fast-moving consumer goods, we give them pricing that is 1 week or 2 weeks maximum. So that will be 0.5 or 1%. And then if you look at fuel, we have the best price in the market. We do 0.3% per week. We also look at things like agrochemicals and pharmaceuticals that take much longer, or some aspect of building and construction. We give them facilities that are maximum 90 days. So the way which we price, we do one appraisal fee for 12 months, and then we do normal interest, maximum 90 days. The same also for accessories. So what we have done is that any customer that is doing trade, as they come to the bank, we do an assessment and we give them a facility. Now, for those who are new to bank and those who are not banking with Cooperative Bank, we take 12-month statement from the customer, from the bank where they're banking currently, and also then we do an analysis, and also we can give them a line of credit. So once a customer has been given that line of credit, what they need to do is that anytime they have an invoice or a pro forma, they just need to send it to our trade services team. Our trade services team are able to debit the limit account and credit the recipient. The recipient can either be in Cooperative Bank, which will be easy, which will be an IFT, or if the recipient is in another bank, we'll just send through what we call either PesaLink or EFT, which now is also same day. So normally once that is done, we share with them a credit note, and they're able then to go and receive their goods. So we have those then who we do a prepayment, or we do a payment after delivery. So we cater for those. So what the customer will do is that once they have received the goods, they will go and sell them. And then once they have sold, they can credit their account, and then we can collect it on due date. However, if a customer has sold the goods even before the time the money was due, they can tell us to collect the cash. If he's on an interest rate payment, then that even will lessen the interest that they are paying, and they can take another order. So this is revolving again and again and again. So one of the good things with stock financing, number one, is that we have said is that the pricing suits the tenure of the facility, and then again we give you a comfortable tenure so that you are able to pay. And then again, it is very easily accessible. You don't have to come to the branch. You just need to send the instructions either through your WhatsApp or even through your mobile, and we can do the transfer and share with you the credit note. Also, one of the things is that we have done is that most of our customers, so let me give an example. If a customer is doing building and construction, is operating a hardware, normally, if you look at a product like cement, it will depend on what kind of finishing you are doing. So there's a cement that is done for the base construction and what you call the foundation. There's also that which is used for doing the build, and there's that which is used for finishing. So if you look at a customer who's operating a hardware, he would be buying cement for only one company. So what we have done is that we have given them a limit on stock financing for their hardware. So at any time, they can choose which invoice they want to bring. So for example, they can go to a company like Portland, they can go to a company like Bamburi, they can go to National Cement and the rest. So for us, as long as the customer has that line, they can come and bring us an invoice and we pay. So for us, we are not limiting our customers to one company or one anchor. We are flexible as long as the customer is also flexible. One thing we know is that our customers are very shrewd, so they go to look for discounts. So they will tell us, this company is offering me a discount this week, so I'll buy from company X. Next week, there's a better discount from company Y. So we know our customers are very shrewd. They want to make that margin. So we support them to get the best deals into the market. So we give them a line and we don't limit to where they can buy. So those are some of the aspects of stock financing, and also it is how we are redefining working capital.
That was excellent. Thank you so much for demystifying stock financing, or explaining it further to us to understand what it's all about. And I like it. You're saying, you're telling us you pay directly to supplier, yeah? So I'll not have money on my account and probably have an idea to buy land instead of buying for a commodity to ensure that I remain in business, yeah? So that is very good. And the fact that it's also revolving, anytime I need, I can access the facility, the pricing and the period for the facility is also customized to the kind of business that I'm doing or the sector that I'm in, agrochemicals, fast moving consumer goods. So that's very good. So we appreciate. So Kiprop, does this apply just to cooperative bank customers alone, or if anyone here is not with COP can also access this facility?
Yeah, thank you, Liz. So we are not actually limiting our cost to this facility. Is not only limited to our customers. We understand that the Kenyan economy has got many traders, and some of them are not banking with us. So we are giving them the benefit of a doubt. If you're also banking either partially with Cooperative Bank, because I know most of our customers are multi-banked, or even banking with other banks apart from Cooperative Bank, we can actually come to one of our branches or even call. We'll actually look at your 12-month statements from where you are banking, and actually we can appraise you and give you a line. So we are not only limited to Cooperative Bank. I know one of the good things is that as you're banking with Cooperative Bank, we actually we have got headroom for very good and secured facilities. So for us is an encouragement to also join the CoBank family, bank with us, and also grow your statement and also grow your profile. Thank you, Liz. So I think, Liz, maybe...
Thank you, Kiprop.
Yeah.
I seen someone appreciate it. So I've seen someone appreciate the fact that we can support, CoBank can support non-customers to access this solution. So we are here to say we are not just giving solution to Cooperative Bank customers alone. We are open to support any MSME. Our focus is MSME. Whether you're banking with us or not banking with us, we will support you. So you are all welcome. Thank you so much. You mentioned stock financing, you mentioned the cash conversion cycle and working capital cycle. So maybe if you could elaborate to us to understand that, so that we then know as a business, what is my cash conversion cycle? What is my working capital cycle? And how does it benefit my business? Or how does it help me now scale to another level? Just having that understanding as I do my day-to-day business. So welcome, Kipro.
Thank you, Liz. So these are terms that are technical in terms of the way which they are mentioned, but actually in terms of their practice is very simple. If you look at customer who is doing maybe things like food and beverage, where they buy products, they sell, and then they repay. Cash conversion cycle refers to the movement from when you get the cash, you buy the product, you sell the product, and you get the cash. So that is what we call the cash conversion cycle. So it is very important for our MSMEs who are on this call to just understand that the cash conversion cycle determines a lot in terms of their business. So if you are Mr. X and you're doing fast moving consumer goods, you know that your conversion to cash will take 2 weeks. So even as you ask for a facility, then you want to ask for a facility that is at least 2 weeks, that will enable you to move your product from cash to cash, because that is the only time that you can repay. If you look at working capital cycle, this is now more on the financial side, because when you are borrowing from a bank, you'll want a tenure to which then you can be able to borrow and to repay. So your working capital is when your working capital cycle is the time it takes you to move from borrowing to repayment. So if you match your cash conversion and working capital cycle to your facility, then you have what we call efficiency. Efficiency in terms of your use of cash and even your interest. So let me give you a very good example. You are a customer who's dealing with a product that moves from cash to cash, 1 week, 2 weeks. And yet you have a product that actually pays you monthly interest or even some 6 months. So you have a long-term facility, but your cash conversion and working capital cycle is shorter. Sometimes customers will say, okay, this time it gives me more time to pay. But remember, the bank always will charge you interest, even for the time that you have gotten the cash. So if you don't have a product that is suited to your cash conversion cycle, it means actually you are paying the bank interest for money that you are not using. And remember, the best form of finance is whereby you're only charged for what you are using. So in this challenging environment where we have got high interest rates, it's good to have a product that suits your cash conversion cycle. For another good example is that if you're doing things like agrochemicals and fertilizer, and you're in a cycle that you're paying interest or commission every week, it means you're losing. Why? Because you as a person who's doing agrochemicals and pharmaceuticals, or even what we call long-term building and construction products, if you're doing something that is 90 days and you are paying weekly interest, it means you have actually not sold the product. So you are paying money for something that you have not sold. So actually you as a customer, you are suffering. Why? Because you are paying the bank, or you are paying a financial cost for which you are not gaining. So it's always good as you speak to your financial provider to always know that this is my cash conversion cycle and this is the working capital cycle. And if you match that to now the financial product, then you are going to be sorted. And then again, it builds on a very important topic in terms of finance called sustainability. Sustainability refers to a time that it refers to the capacity for you to be able to borrow and to repay comfortably. So you need a product that actually speaks to that. So what we have done with stock financing, if you look at things like fuel, if you look at things like food and beverage, if you look at things like cement that we're financing, we have a short conversion cycle, and the interest and the repayment suits that. For those that are longer, agrochemicals, pharmaceuticals, some form of accessories and building and construction, we also have the long-term tenure. So that is very important, and is a key component for our customers. And I just want our customers to note this word again: sustainable finance. Very important and quite key, even as you grow your business in 2024. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Kiprop, for illustrating to us our cash conversion cycle and our working capital cycle. Very, very important for our business. Number one is sustainability. Like we all know, no business will go down because of profitability, but the business will go down because of liquidity. Even as a bank, for us to remain afloat, any business to remain afloat, you have to be liquid. You can attest to that. You've been in business for some time. So if this solution, if you understand the cycles, then they will speak to your sustainability. You'll remain afloat in business and expand. You'll also be very efficient in terms of offering your products and services to your customers, as well as ensuring that you are also in good records with your suppliers, because that speaks to your sustainability. And of course, that will really enable you have a deep understanding of your business. So keep the questions coming. Keep questions coming. I can see Vitalis has shared a question, and Engineer Beldin, thank you so much. So I'll ask that we keep sharing the question, because immediately after these engagements, then our speaker will be addressing any questions that we have. So back to you, Kiprop. I have some more questions for you. How does the business mitigate, or MSME business, how does it mitigate risks given the prevailing economic environment, both locally and globally? So how do we mitigate this risk in this challenging environment? And probably you can just highlight to us a few of the risks, especially for MSMEs in Kenya, and how we navigate or how we mitigate those risks. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So maybe first I can speak on this diagram. I think this is what is being displayed is a general cycle of stock finance, and I think as I'd mentioned, stock financing connects the buyer, who is our customer, to the seller, and actually with the facility that we are providing. So anytime is that you come to the bank, CoBank is able to give you capacity, even to have a good terms with your supplier, and also expansion. One of the things I would want also to tell our customers, when you have a sustainable credit line, for example, we have one of our customers who is doing fuel. So he came to the bank and we appraised him and give him a limit of 3 million. What it meant, anytime he had a need for fuel for his fuel station, the bank actually debited the limit and credited the oil marketing company. So this customer, anytime he had a need, he was able to come to the bank and we finance his fuel. Within 3 months, the customer came and said, Kenneth, this 3 million now is too little. My customers have expanded and I need 4 million. Within a year, the 3 million, the customer's limit was moved to 6 million. And actually, the customer was doing so well. Anytime stock was required, he was able to provide. And actually, he was even able now to even do what we call side business. Things like kerosene, things like providing LPG, things like lubricants. And actually, this customer now has got 2 stations and is actually expanding his franchise. He recently got a tenant to come and do the what we call cafe, where you can come and walk in, buy some Maggi, buy some tea, buy some hot dog for the travelers. So actually, the customer's business has expanded. Why? Because stock financing has removed the financial pain or the financial thinking from his mind. So his concern now is margins and how also to make the business better. So stock financing removes the stress of you thinking that, how am I going to pay that invoice? Because CoBank is paying for you. Liz, you have mentioned a very important thing for our customers who are listening: risk mitigation. Right now, if you are doing credit, most of our customers receive credit for the goods that they buy. So mostly the people, the suppliers who are providing those goods, they will say, I need a credit guarantee from you so that I can give you my goods. So CoBank has partnered and we have given credit guarantees to our customers. We do between 2% to 2.5 per annum. So it means for a guarantee of 1 million, we only charge you 20,000 one-off for 12 months. With that guarantee, you can access goods again and again and again on credit. So in these difficult times where liquidity is tough and our customers may not have the full cash flow to gain access to goods, we actually give guarantees to mitigate the risk. We also, for those who are doing suppliers and contracting, we also give things like performance guarantees and also advance payment guarantees, so that if you are doing a big job and they don't have the cash, we also secure them against the risk of not being able to perform. After completing their goods or after finishing their job, sometimes also there is also a payment risk. So they can come to the bank with an invoice that they're supposed to be paid, and also we give them 80% of that invoice amount. So the liquidity risk also is catered for with things like invoice discounting. So we are helping our customers because some of our good customers, they have done good business with some reputable firms, but they have to wait for 90, 60, or even 120 days to get paid. So they come and say, Kenneth, I have this invoice of 2 million. I need the money today. How can you assist me? We talk, we do an application, we give them 80% of the amount, even as we wait now for the 100 days plus. So with these liquidity constraints and these challenges, we're actually assisting our customers to mitigate the risks of business. So my advice is that come to our cooperative bank branch, talk to your banker, talk to us, and we'll give you risk mitigation instruments for your business. Back to you, Liz.
Thank you, Kiprop, for clearly highlighting to us the risks that we face as MSMEs, because that's it's good to understand your risk. You can't be in business when you don't know the risks that you likely to face and how you can mitigate the risk or reduce the adverse effects of that risk. I think you've touched on the financial part, looking at the liquidity and how our solutions are tailor-made to reduce or mitigate on those particular risks. So thank you so much. Maybe if I will ask you, Kiprop, besides the financial risks for a business, when you're doing business locally and of course maybe cross-border, because trade is about doing local transaction and even cross-border. So which solutions or how does the bank support customers mitigate issues to do with the burglary, theft? And I know now there's the natural effects, now we are having floods that will affect various sectors. You find that businesses have been swept away, you lost your stock. And I know you also do international, where you realize probably there's a risk when you're transacting, you're sending money to China, and probably you fail to receive your goods from your supplier. So what solutions does the bank have to just support MSME mitigate against such risks?
Thank you, Liz. So customers, we have, there's a risk which Liz has mentioned. You're in business with your partner and you have what we call ill health, or you lose, the partner unfortunately passes away. In this case, you are unable to finance the facility, and actually there is a challenge in terms of your business being a going concern. So if you look at our facilities, we do what we call accident and personal insurance, so that in case you have poor health, or one of your partners is deceased, or by bad luck, or what you call by misfortune, you are not you die, we are able to cater for the facility, and also so that now your family also does not suffer the repayment. So we give that. For burglary and fire, right now we have a lot of many, like there was a disaster that happened some time back, whereby there's this gas plant that exploded in Eastlands and many people lost their businesses. So we also ensure businesses against fire, theft, and also burglary. Right now there's a lot of theft, so all our facilities, we mitigate against those risks. And actually, if you subscribe to our stock financing and other products, we actually give you insurance against fire, theft, and burglary, and against also personal risks, which include life insurance, and also against death and disability. There's also for our customers who are doing imports and exports. We have had some well-meaning customers who have met suppliers from China, or even people who are buying their goods abroad from Africa and also from Europe. One of the things about international trade for our customers is that we don't know who's on the other side. Some people, you have just seen their website, you have sent an email, they have sent you a pro forma, you don't know them. So what you want is to ensure that your goods land at the port of Mombasa or at JKIA, and even when you are sending goods, that actually money is received in your account. So one of the things we are doing about risk mitigation is that for the person who is supplying you, we can give an import letter of credit to their bank. So for example, if you are importing in China, we have partnerships in that country. So we can give you a letter of credit to give to a supplier from China. Once the goods have been released and the documentation has arrived in Kenya, CoBank will pay for you that order, and you can so both sides are secure. The supplier receives the money and you receive your goods in terms of quality, quantity, because sometimes you can receive goods from abroad and they're not the right quality, or they are not the right quantity. So that's why we also encourage our customers, instead of you paying cash beforehand, request that your supplier receives an import letter of credit from your bank in Kenya, which is Cooperative Bank, and actually that will safeguard you from the headache and from the risk. For our customers who are doing exports, you are selling your goods internationally, we also confirm letters of credit from your buyers abroad, and even we confirm documents, so that we can be sure that anytime that you are releasing your goods, you are also getting money. There's some people or some of our customers who have gotten unscrupulous buyers from abroad. You release your goods and actually payment does not come because we didn't have the right documentation. So what I will advise is that all our customers who are doing importation and exports, please visit your branch, talk to your banker, and we'll actually give you a good solution to mitigate against the risks of international trade. The most important thing about trade finance is that we create trust among parties, and that trust is what sustains businesses. But remember, trust is not just talking. Trust is documentation and verification, and that is the capability that we give you as Cooperative Bank to grow and to expand your business. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiprop. We really appreciate the insights. And I want to appreciate customers also. I note that you have a number of questions that you've put on the Q&A. I want to confirm that we'll be responding to those questions immediately after this Q&A session. We have about 2 questions to close. So we'll be reverting shortly to address the concerns. So the question I have for Kiprop is also on importers, because stock financing I could be doing locally or I could also be doing international. So what solutions do you have for the importers and exporters?
Okay, that's a good question, Liz. So for our customers who are buying and selling also internationally, sometimes there's already trust. So for example, there's one of our customers who does importation of chemicals from China. They have dealt with the supplier for more than 5 years. There's trust, and actually they just need to remit payment and they receive goods. Or the supplier from China is willing to give them goods and they can sell and repay once they have sold. So where there's trust, we can appraise the customer and give them a stock financing limit. So whenever they need goods from abroad or when they need to pay the suppliers from abroad, we actually are able to pay, whether they are doing second-hand clothes, accessories, electronics, food and beverage, or any other products. So actually stock financing can also help us where we also want to do international trade. So the customers may not want a letter of credit, so we can also give them stock financing. What we just request is that we have a marine insurance. Right now, we have a lot of things that are happening in our seas. You have seen the war in Israel. The goods might be detained, and we also don't want our customers to suffer. So we just ensure that we do a marine insurance, an inspection certificate. All goods, maybe just to inform our customers, any goods that arrive in Kenya need to have gone through what we call inspection, or any goods that are leaving Kenya need to have what we call certification. So we also ensure that we have the right certificates and inspection, and all goods that are arriving also need the clearance at the port of entry. So also we also finance what we call import duty finance. So as you come and do your international trade, we give you stock financing, and also we ensure that we give you the right instruments so that you have the right documents to release your goods and to be able to sell. So we ensure also that we give you the right product. So stock financing also can support our international traders.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Kiprop, for highlighting that. So what we are saying, what you've explained to us is that Cooperative Bank is keen to support MSMEs, do local transaction and also international transaction. So what we are saying is then we are safeguarding your transactions or your business locally, and also ensuring that your transactions that you do cross-border are well safeguarded using the tailor-made solutions. So we really appreciate that. I have one last question for you, Kiprop. One of the challenges from statistics for MSMEs, especially within Africa, is the issue on security. And I want to understand, how does Cooperative Bank support customers on such like challenges? Do you have any partnerships, and who are these partners, and how do they come into support so that we have access? Besides security, there's access to credit, because most of the financial institutions, if I would say, is there is need for security to access credit. So how does Cooperative Bank come to support MSMEs access credit when you have challenges on security? Over to you.
Thank you, Liz. So if you look at, we have customers at different levels. We have those who are micro, those who are doing between 50 to 200 and maybe 400,000, maybe per week or per month. There are those now who are medium, who are doing between, call it 2 to 20 million. And there are those who are commercial and who are large, who are doing up to 50 million and above. So we meet customers where they are. Right now, our customers are doing tenders, they are doing procurement, they are doing supplies, and they are doing trading. So where we have also come to realize is that we have good customers who have very good opportunities. However, they are not able to get the security, because sometimes some facilities we require them to be fully secured. So where we have got a customer and he has got partial security, we have a partnership with people like AGF, where we give them 50% credit risk insurance. So for example, if customer X comes and says, I want this line of 6 million, but I only have a logbook, or I have a charge of 3 million, we actually are able to double their security, so that instead of just giving them 3 million, which is the value of the security, they can get up to 6 million. So this expands the boundaries of our customers, it empowers them, and also it helps them to grow and to thrive. So instead of you growing by a single digit, you actually grow double, because with the double financing, you can actually double your opportunities. We also have partnerships, things like access to government procurement opportunities. I know some of you, these big parastatals and government bodies, they actually have designated to have at least 30% of their procurement to be accessed by women, youth, and people with disability. So we have facilities that are flexible in terms of the terms that we give to these groups, also to help them grow. So anytime you have an AGPO contract and you are a registered member of the AGPO, you can come. We have got flexible financial products that can help you grow. We also have partnerships with companies like the large multinationals, people like Coca-Cola and maybe other supermarkets, Safaricom. We also have partnerships with the large corporates. If you come to our branches and say that I'm trading with this company, or I've delivered goods or supplied to this company, do you have a partnership? We also have what we call pre-qualified companies that we can give you an unsecured limit, either for your delivery or your invoice discounting. So we also have partnerships with corporates. So anytime you come to a branch, or even as you talk to us about our partnerships. We have formed very good partnerships, and we're able to support you. I think just to finalize, if you look at things like working capital refers to the loan, or what you call a trade loan. So anytime you're a supplier, contractor, you have LPO financing, invoice discounting, stock financing. For those who are doing exports, you'll require things like pre-shipment financing for your packaging, for your licenses, and even for those who have imported goods, you'll require things like post-import finance, where you require value addition before you sell your goods. So come to CoBank. We have the best solutions for you in terms of your working capital, and will be key to work with you the journey. And remember what I've said, we meet you where you are, and actually we want you to have a sustainable business for growth and for expansion and for the building of the Kenyan economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Kuprop. It's good to know that you have a number of partnerships that you're supporting MSMEs with. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can see some virtual clap. I want to change the session to the next speaker, just to highlight, to wrap it up. And I'll ask that we appreciate Kiprop for that, the insights that he shared, very valuable insights. And we are saying thank you so much. Thank you for the love, for the appreciation. Kiprop, you see, your participants are so happy, so happy. So what we are saying is 3 people you need in life is your doctor, your pastor, and your banker. And the banker is here at the branch. So for these solutions, then we'll ask that please engage the branch, your relationship manager, your branch manager, to ask them about this solution. We've said there's security offering, African Guarantee Fund. Ask them if you have any challenge on security. Thank you so much. I can see the appreciations are still ongoing. Thank you so much. So at this point, I'll want to invite one of our heads, non-financial services. Besides financing your business, we want to ensure that we also handle other non-financial issues that can impact on your business. You want to network, many other things. So he'll be mentioning to us what Cooperative Bank offers, matters non-financial, and also summarize to us in a nutshell, what is in it for you today in a nutshell, or what is in it for you from Cooperative Bank. So he's none other than Peter Ndumia. So welcome, Peter. Take it up. Thank you. We can appreciate him. We can appreciate Peter as he takes over.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Liz. Thank you so much, Kiprop. I think that was quite insightful. And I'm excited to see a good number of us who are already in the session. This is a unique session that we had today. For those who are aware, I see a number of us. Yes, Beldin, I see you. We normally do our weekly webinars on Thursdays, but today we had a special webinar that is meant to talk to our business people, and especially on matters to do with stock financing. These are some of the frequently asked questions, and we asked ourselves, can we have a session that is going to address some of the key concerns that you have? And so we had a very good details that are coming from Kiprop and Elizabeth, and I think this is what we do. But our webinars are normally done on Thursdays, but today being Tuesday, we had a special one that is very unique. We'll still do our weekly webinar on Thursday, that is this week. I know tomorrow is a holiday, but we still do the weekly Thursday webinar that talks to us about management of our businesses. And so from where I sit, I think a number of us have already, we have already engaged, and we had some trainings. Yes, I support this program for the non-financial services. And one of the things that Elizabeth is asking, besides what we've been able to learn today, besides the financial services that we are offering, besides the tailor-made solutions that we have for our businesses, what are some of the unique capacity building and information disseminations platforms that we have that will give you value when it comes to knowledge? And one of the things we have come to appreciate is that information is power. And we are telling us one of the key competencies for successful business people is information seeking. So are you seeking information that will help you to drive your business to the next level? And so today we are talking about the financial services, but also what we're doing as a bank is to support our customers to access trainings, to access platforms that will go an extra mile to give them information. And one of the things we do is that we have these weekly webinars that I've just talked about that have different speakers from outside the bank and people who have a lot of experience in managing businesses and expertise, and they come to tell us how do we manage some of these things. Sometimes we talk about financial management, sometimes we talk about people management, leadership, ethics, digital transformation that requires to be implemented in our businesses. So we have unique topics that we have during the weekly webinar. So, and I want to invite everybody who is in this call to be a partner in that particular platform. The other thing that we do as a bank, again, to support the trainings is the networking forums. We organize forums in collaboration with our branches. So just to make sure that, again, we disseminate critical information that would, again, help us to drive our businesses, especially when it comes to the solutioning or some of the solutions that we have. I think the other thing we do is, again, Organize business clinics. Business clinics are organized by the branches. So again, we have some unique topics. Sometimes we talk about sales and marketing. Sometimes we talk about financial management again, personal effectiveness, risk management. I think those are some of the topics that we also want to take advantage of in collaboration with your branches. Then the other thing that we do, again, to support you, our business people, is to organize the international business trips. In the past, we've been able to go to China with our customers, Thailand, Israel, Turkey, Malaysia, and even Vietnam. Last year, we had a very, very successful trip to Vietnam and Malaysia, again, to bring our customers together and expose them to different emerging markets. So this is, again, just to support you with this information. So yes, Liz, that is part of what I support and the program that we support. And I think it adds value to our business people. I think the other question that you asked is on how then we, how then do you benefit being our customer in MSME space? Then I think you have noticed that, yes, we have a very universal model that supports both the financial and non-financial services. Make sure that we are supporting you holistically, because we know and we understand that you are unique and you require the financial and the non-financial services. So being one of our customers, you benefit from these solutions. You benefit from the tailor-made solutions that Leader Kiprop have really taken us through today on stock financing and other financing that we have. So we have very, very unique and tailor-made solutions for you. Being one of our customers, and especially if you're patronizing our MSME package accounts, that is the bronze, silver, and gold, you see some of the advantages highlighted in that particular slides. So you can access unsecured loan facilities depending with which package you are in. So if you're in bronze, you can access up to 600,000 unsecured loan facilities. If you're in silver, you can take advantage of 6 million limit that we have in that particular package. And if you are using gold package, you can get a secure loan facility of up to 10 million. So this is part of, the solution that addresses the unique needs that you have, for instance, when it comes to lack of security. The other thing that you also take advantage of the same is the insurance package or the insurance solution that comes in if you are taking advantage of the solutions or the packages. So if you have bronze package, you actually have a free personal accident cover and permanent disability cover of up to 100,000. If you're in silver, you have insurance cover of up to 500,000, and if you're in gold, you are covered of up to 1 million when it comes to personal accident cover and the permanent disability. And this comes in handy in case of this issue, because you may not be able to do business, but you are able to come to the branch and request for this claim, and we've been able to support quite a number of our customers when it comes to this. So this helps you to continue doing business even when you possibly are unwell or you had a permanent disability. And so this is part of the benefits that comes in handy to business people if you are working closely with us, if you are benefiting, or rather you are using our MSME package account. So my call to us is let's take advantage of this. And the most exciting thing is that you'll continue to learn our non-financial services program. So I think those are some of the benefits I want to highlight to you, Elizabeth, that you can share with our customers today so that they can continue to benefit. Over back to you, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Peter is in charge of our non-financial services. So besides financing, we're also very keen. We also it's like work-life balance, So we create that balance. There's business, but there's also the other side. We need to relax and see what's happening around. So stay tuned in. He's always here every Wednesday. I think you have every Thursday from 11 a.m. I think you've noticed one of your participants, Berlin. Thank you so much. And I know most of you are going to join the conversations as we go. So thank you so much, participants. I'd like us to wrap up with the questions. So I'll ask the speaker to respond. We'll jointly respond to your questions. I know some have already been addressed on the chat. There's Vitalis Nyagwan. It's an eye-opener. You have an account for more than 2 years. Thank you, Vitalis. You have an outstanding loan. You need support to buy tires to rescue your business. So Kiprop, you will respond to that. How do you support Vitalis buy tires for his fleet of units?
Okay, thank you, Liz. Yeah. So maybe okay. Maybe I will assume that maybe Vitalis is operating a fleet, and there's a need for tires to be able to then progress with his business. So in that case, then that is more looking like an operational cost, whereby he will require some money for operations. What will require you, maybe Vitalis, is also to get a view of your overall business. Is it only transportation you are doing? Do you need money maybe to do asset finance to buy other trucks? Do you need maybe working other forms of stock to sell? And even, are you doing cross-border trade? So we are able to assess you. So what I will request, Mr. Vitalis, maybe you can patronize one of our branch. Let us look at an assessment of your accurate financial need, and also give you a product that is suited. What we will do is that we will look at who's supplying you with the tires, what is the cost, and then again, what is the repayment cycle? I know sometimes you are doing fleet management, you are doing logistics, and you only get paid once you supply. So it takes you long. Maybe you get paid after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So we can do invoice discounting even before you get paid. And we can also look at how to finance you. So from that working capital perspective, you can come, we do an assessment and give you the accurate financial solution, because you may not only need tires, we also need other forms of facilitation. So come and let us look at it. Back to you, Liz.
Thank you, Kiprop and Vitalis. I trust we have answered, and also you've shared your contact. We note that. We'll also be engaging you through your nearest branch just to ensure that we support you to the end. Kiprop, there's also a question from Engineer David. Engineer David, thank you for the engagements. You've partnered with Toyota Kenya, and how do we support digital agriculture mechanism? So I trust that you're working with farmers. So there's a digital platform that you need to be supported on in engaging with the farmers. And also, Kiprop might also speak to maybe financing of the farmers. I know besides the digitization or having connectivity to the farmers, you also want to support the farmers. So you could speak to that, Kiprop.
Yeah, thank you for that, David. And I know Toyota is very big in fertilizer. I think they trade under what you call Toshu. They also, I know there's also farm equipment and also mechanization. So I think, David, it will be keen also to, I hope you will leave your contacts. I think it will be good to have that discussion in terms of what line of trade you are doing. I know for agrochemicals, and especially now where we have the rains, we have a lot of facilities that we're giving in terms of fertilizer and in terms of seeds. We also have facilities that we're doing in terms of mechanization, where we can also give you some asset finance to be able to procure the equipment. And even where you are dealing with farmers, where you want to do what we call output aggregation. I know sometimes when harvesting happens, some of you will want to go and buy the products, store them and sell them, or even market them elsewhere. We also give lines of credit where we have supplier finance that you can come, we speak together and give you a solution to mobilize the the produce and even sell. So David, for us, even as you work with the farmers, is to understand what kind of activity do you need support on? Is it mechanization? Is it digitization? Even where you may need some digital payments, we also have a team that is doing e-commerce and e-banking. We can actually come with a solution and actually increase that kind of activity and also help you to accelerate your business. I think, Tim, one of the things that we should be very encouraged is that we have a fully digitized, we have a fully automated digital banking team that can actually come to where you are sitting, look at the systems that you are using, and also solution you from where you are. I think for us, even as we have this conversation, we want you to leave your contacts on the chat. We will reach out to you, assess the needs, and also give you the adequate solutions that you require for your business. Back to you, Liz.
Thank you, Kiprop. Engineer, we have your contacts as well. I think it will be good to have a separate session after this just to understand your business model and how we come in to support you. We have partnerships, yes, with Toyota, Sifao now. We see how we come in and support you in that chain, in that value chain where we can really support farmers and in terms of payment solutions, digital solutions, as well as financing for the farmers. So we'll get back to you after this session. I'll want my colleague Peter Ndumia to handle queries on mobile loan. There's a question by Mary on mobile loan limit, repayment period of the mobile loan by Jane Kibui, and also address short-term repayment of repaying mobile loans by Benson. I think basically it's just on the touching on how are our mobile loan solutions like the period, the repayment terms. So Peter, please address that. I think that will solve the questions for all of you who have really asked, even Vitalis as well. So welcome.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and many thanks to our customers, Mary, and the others who have asked questions around the e-credit or the mobile loans. And just to highlight, we as a bank, we have an e-credit of up to 1 million Kenya shillings. And how we go about this, we look at how then you're banking with us. We look at how you're repaying other loan facilities. We look at whether you have other loan obligations that you possibly are able to pay. And so we have an engine that really supports us in making that decision. So it's a decision that is made by a system. So there's no human intervention when it comes to the e-credit. And one of the things that we came to understand is that sometimes you require that financing that, is very, very urgent. You want to pay something and you don't have time to go to make an application, and possibly you don't even have time to charge a property. And so the bank introduced an e-credit loan facilities, and the limit is up to 1 million. There are those who have different limits depending with your bankings and depending with the other factors, the other parameters that I've just talked about, issues with your CRB, issue with your credit history, issues with either overdrawn accounts that you have. So we have a limit of up to 1 million that, you're able to access through *667#. So initially we had this loan, being paid within 6 months. But I think these days we have, tried to review depending with how you're able to repay these loans. I think some of us have realized that your loan loan repayment have reduced from 6 months to 3 months. This is just to respond to the fact that you are able to repay within that duration based on your bankings. The credit score is able to identify you and know that you have that capability. Sometimes you realize that the limit will keep on changing depending with your bankings and depending with other obligations that you have. And my call to us is that let's have that consistent banking. Why? Because that determines whether your credit limit will go up or your credit limit will go down. So you realize that in some cases, you may even have your remit go up to zero. Sometimes it goes up because it keeps on being reviewed every time. It's a live score. So my encouragement to us is that let's keep on paying other obligations that you have, because the system is very, very smart. We say it's brighter than than human beings, because it's able to look like for more than 10 parameters and determine how much they can allocate you. So my encouragement is that let's continue repaying our loans. Let's continue banking, and especially using our digital solutions. If you have a cocktail, encourage your customers to keep on using those digital solutions. If you have internet banking, leverage on the same, because again, the scores goes up depending with also how you're using our digitally enabled channels. So I think those are the short-term loans that we give, and the purpose for these loans and the reason as to why we don't give a very long duration is because they are supposed to sort short-term needs. So you want to buy those items that you want to pay within a very, your customers will buy very, very fast. Maybe within 3 months, you're already done with selling those items, maybe up to 500,000, and you should be in a position to repay that facility. So the good thing about it is, again, if they are short, your loan interest is not high. If then they are the longer duration for repaying, again, the longer the loan interest would be a little bit higher. So my encouragement to us, sometimes take even that 1 month duration, because the shorter the duration, the lower the interest that you will pay. So I think those are the questions. I don't know whether there was another question.
You have actually answered the questions very well on mobile banking. I trust our customers that asked had a concern on the same are satisfied. I will encourage you also to visit the branch for more details. Jen, your question on you run a bookshop and you've had a challenge accessing credit. What I'll ask you to do is please share with us your contacts in the location so that we map you to the nearest branch to support you, and we'll follow through to ensure that you are supported and you're able to deliver on your supply business. So please share with us your contact, Jen, and your phone number in the nearest branch to your location. At this point, I'd like to ask Kiprop to, time is not on our side. We need to wrap up. I know we've been here for some time and you closed your business to be with us. So please hold on, just a few minutes will be done. Kiprop, please address the question on Beldin asked about invoice discounting, and Jen had also asked a question about LPO financing. Probably you can speak to the pricing as well as the period and even the percentage of financing in summary. So over to you, Kiprop.
Thank you, Liz. So for LPO financing, we do up to 60% of an LPO. We normally look at your performance history of other previous LPOs. Normally, we require you to have 3 previous LPOs. For those who are new, we start you off with working capital, even as we build you towards LPO. LPO, we can do secured or partially secured, especially where you have a trade credit line. So we pay directly to the supplier of the LPO. We require you to have 40% cash or 40% commitment. For invoice discounting, we do up to 80%. So anytime you have an invoice that is payable by any reputable institution, we already have a pre-qualified list that is dynamic. So we give you 80% of the cash. We do up to 90 days, and we can even move up to 120, depending on the kind of credit that you are getting. Normally for LPO and for invoice discounting, we do appraisal one-off, and then we do normal interest up to maximum 90 to 120 days. So I'll encourage those of you who are doing contracting and supplies or who are doing projects, please come to your branch. Let's talk about our LPO and our invoice discounting, competitively priced and well placed to help you to sustain your business and to grow. Back to you, Liz.
Thank you. Thank you, Kiprop. I see we've had a number of questions. Thank you for the active participation. We truly appreciate that this has not been a monologue conversation. We are partners indeed, that we're able to share your pain points and areas that you feel like we should support you better. I see Tobias, you had asked about bronze account and a silver account. Mary, you're still asking about the mobile loan limits. What we've done, we've also shared, Peter has shared on the chat, our online portal on MSME. It speaks to all those solutions that we have discussed. But I'll encourage us that besides visiting the portal, banking is about relationship, people, it's a people business. So we'll encourage you also to visit your branch so that they can clarify any item that you need further clarification. So thank you so much. There's also a question on financing for mortgage. So besides working capital, we also finance asset finance. We also give mortgage. Mortgage can be for a purchase for residential. It can also be for construction, for doing a project, commercial. So we have a bouquet of products and a mortgage that we can support you on for both residential and also investment. Please look at the portal. It has the details, but most importantly, visit our branches to get more information. And we also have affordable housing under mortgage. We are offering at 9.9%. So if you want to get a residential home for yourself, take advantage of that partnership so that you put a home to your household, which is very, very, very important. So to summarize also is to call to action is to say, which package are you enjoying? The MSME package. So if you're not on to any of the packages, we are encouraging you to sign up on our packages so that we start the relationship. And if you're already in, then we've mentioned the solutions that we have. Please take advantage, speak to your banker so that they're able to support you. We're asking you to bank consistently, use our digital platforms, the collection solutions and the payment solutions. Please take advantage of them so that you're able to manage your receivables and your payables. Share your working trade and working capital needs with your branch managers. Walk the journey with them. Share with them. If you have any challenge, like there's one who mentioned on restructuring of the facility, I want to encourage you that we understand our customers. We understand the environment that we are working and we are very aware of each and every challenges that we are going through, the liquidity challenges. And please talk to your branch manager so that they're able to support you even during a low season where your cash has reduced, and they're able to restructure your facilities and support you meet your working capital requirements and not struggle in paying your loans. So visit our portal. We've already shared the portal. It's on the chat. Pick it up so that we're able to engage more. So I want to appreciate all of us for joining our webinar today. We truly appreciate you. We truly appreciate you. I'll ask the Cooperative Bank team, Peter, Kenneth, and Jendita, please appreciate our customers today through a virtual clap on the chat. Appreciate them. They've shown us so much love and they've been with us from the start. You see Peter is clapping. I'm also appreciating you. So thank you so much. Please visit our website, visit our branches, talk to us. We are saying talk to us about all these solutions. These are the contacts that you can actually reach to us through. There's business banking at Coop Bank. There's also trade finance at Coop Bank. So whichever solution you are seeking, we are there to listen to you, talk to us, we'll support you. So thank you so much. If there's any issue that we've not handled, please leave your contact on the chat. It's live. We will reach out to you and connect you to our relationship managers to walk the journey with you. So thank you very, very, very much. I'll want us to close with, we started with a word of prayer. I'll want us to close with a word of prayer. And I'll want one customer, one volunteer to close for us with a word of prayer. You can raise your hand. Who do we have? Benson. So
I can see Vitalis. Yeah.
Vitalis, you can unmute, then you can lead us in a word of prayer. You can give us a comment, just lead us with a word of prayer. You're welcome, Vitalis. Thank you. Vitalis, can you hear me?
Maybe Peter, you can unmute him if he's not able to. I think he needs to be made a panelist so that he can be able to talk.
Oh, Vitalis, you are enabled. You can lead us in a word of prayer. Vitalis, are you on? Okay, Vitalis, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate Vitalis as he gives his remarks and closes for us with a word of prayer. Thank you. Go ahead, Vitalis.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Just increase your volume a little. You can go ahead, Vitalis.
Are you able to hear me?
Vitalis? Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you now. You can go ahead. You're welcome.
Okay.
Vitalis, let me go ahead and pray, Vitalis. I see there's a challenge with your volume, but thank you for offering to close for us with a word of prayer. So I will close with a word of prayer. I'll support you on that. So let's pray. Lord, we thank you. We thank you for giving us an opportunity to have a platform to interact with our customers today. Very valuable insights shared here, Lord. I just pray that we will work together with our customers to support them with the solutions that we've mentioned, and also that they will also be able to understand their business cycle, understand their business model, and see how we come in as a bank to support them, bless their businesses. For any challenges that they're going through, Lord, we pray that you will give them a way through to thrive in this economy. Bless them, their customers, as they plan also to expand. We pray that you will cause them to prosper in what they do, to expand their businesses. And together we will grow as a bank, and our customers as well will scale to great heights. We thank you until we meet again, Lord. Bless us and protect us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.